Hello students, let us start with the new chapter PLC hardware and programming, that is the fifth unit. And let us start with the I/O addressing. So whatever are the input output modules in the PLC, so when we connect actual input output devices to that modules, specific address in the specific format should be given to that in programming. So let us see that. With larger PLCs that have several racks of input and output channels, the racks are numbered. With Allen Bradley PLC 5, the rack containing the processor is given the number 0 and the addresses of the other racks are numbered 1, 2, 3 and so on. According to this setup, switches are set. Okay, so addressing starts with 0 for Allen Bradley PLCs. Each rack can have a number of modules and each module can have number of inputs and or outputs. So here is the format for I/O addressing. You can see the first is stored or given for input output. So in place of this X, if there is I, it indicates that it is the address for the input device. If it is having O, it indicates that it is the address for output device. It is followed by the rack number, okay, on which rack this input device is to be connected. So that rack number is given. After that, module number is given. Okay, first there is rack number, then module number, and lastly the terminal number is given. So this is the standard format for I/O addressing for the Allen Bradley manufactured PLCs. Now let us have a look on programming languages used for PLC. The first and most famous is ladder diagram LD. It is a graphical depiction of a process with rungs of logic similar to the relay ladder logic schemes that we were replaced by PLCs. Okay, previously in industries there was a relay logic. Okay, nowadays it is replaced by PLCs, and this type of programming language, that is ladder diagram, have similar logic schemes as it was in the relay logic. So hence it is easy to replace or easy to upgrade from relay logic to this ladder logic. So most of the industries use ladder diagram programming for the PLCs. Next is sequential function charts, CFC. It is a graphical depiction of interconnecting steps, actions and transitions. Third one is instruction list, IL. Assembler type text based language for building small applications for or optimizing the complex system. It is called instruction list. Then FBD, function block diagram. It is a graphical depiction of a process flow using simple and complex interconnecting blocks. Next is structured text, ST. It is a high level text based language such as BASIC, C or Pascal, specifically developed for industrial control applications. So this is the high level language. Since it is text based language, the commands are easy to understand as well as easy to use. A very commonly used method of programming PLCs is based on the use of ladder diagrams. Writing a program is then equivalent to drawing a switching circuit. The ladder diagram consists of two vertical lines representing the power rails. Circuits are connected as horizontal lines, that is the rungs of ladder between these two vertical lines. Okay, the vertical lines are known as power rails and the horizontal lines are known as rungs. Whatever are the input output devices are connected in these rungs. The vertical lines of the diagram are shown here. Here is one ladder diagram shown. So you can see L1 and L2. These are the vertical lines which represent the power lines. The name given to them is L1 and L2. L1 is having positive power supply and L2 the neutral line. Okay. The power flow is taken to be from the left hand vertical across a rung. Each rung on the ladder defines one operation in the control process. Okay, so to carry out one operation you have to use one rung from that. So here you can see switch number 2 is serially connected, then switch number 1, and parallel to that switch number 1 there is a holding switch. So these three are the input devices. The three switches are the input devices, while M, that is motor, is the output device. So that is connected in one rung. A ladder diagram is read from left to right and from top to bottom. You can see the blue lines, how the power flows or how the reading of the rungs is done. So this blue lines indicate that it is read from left to right, then top to bottom. Okay. The top rung is read from left to right, then second rung down is read from left to right, and so on. When the PLC is in run mode, it goes through the entire ladder program to the end rung of the program being clearly denoted, and then promptly resumes at starts. So here how the scanning of the ladder diagram is done is shown here. So first is read the status of all inputs and store it in the memory. Okay, whatever is the status of input devices, either 0 or 1 is read and then stored in the memory. Then next step is read the inputs from memory and implement the program, storing in the outputs in the memory. Okay, and then next is update all the outputs. Each rung must start with an input or inputs and must end with at least one output. Okay, so in the rung there are a number of inputs and one output, and it is convention that the inputs are placed at the left side of the rung, okay, and the output is placed at the right side of the rung. The term input is used for a control action such as closing the contacts of a switch. The term output is used for a device connected to the output of PLC such as a motor. As a program is scanned, the outputs are not updated instantly, but the results stored in memory and all the outputs are updated simultaneously at the end of the program scan. In ladder diagram, the electrical devices are shown in their normal condition. Okay, thus a switch that is normally open until some object closes it is shown as open in the ladder diagram. A switch that is normally closed is shown as closed in the ladder diagram. And after any action happens, it is open. A particular device can appear in more than one rung of a ladder. For example, we might have a relay that switches on one or more devices. The same letters and or numbers are used to label the device in each situation. Okay, suppose there is one relay we want to use in more than one rungs. Okay, then the address or number of that relay will be same in each rung because the device is same. Okay, address will also be same. The inputs and outputs are all identified by their addresses. The notation used depends on the PLC manufacturer. This is the address of the input or output in the memory of the PLC. Okay. So here some relay instructions are shown. The first relay instruction is XIC and it is examine if closed. Okay, its meaning is examine if closed. Second is XIO, its meaning is examine if open. Then OTE, that is output energize. OTL, output latch. OTU, output unlatch. Then representation of contacts and coils. The ladder diagram language is basically a symbolic set of instructions used to create the controller program. These ladder instruction symbols are arranged to obtain the desired control logic that is to be entered into the memory of the PLC. Because the instruction set is composed of contact symbols, ladder diagram language is also known as contacts symbology. Representations of contacts and coils are the basic symbols of logic ladder diagram instruction set. The three fundamental symbols that are used to translate relay control logic to contact symbolic logic are examine if closed, that is XIC, examine if open, that is XIO, output energize OTE. Each of these instructions relates to a single bit of PLC memory that is specified by the instruction's address. Then some fundamental symbols are shown here. The first is examine if closed, that is XIC. Second is examine if open, that is XIO. Then third is the output device, that is output energize OTE. Okay, so first two XIC and XIO are the relay contacts, and the third one, output energize, is the relay coil. So here is how examine if closed XIC instruction is stored. See, if it is true, if XIC instruction is true, it is stored in the fourth bit of the word. Okay, so you can see at the 4 there is 1. If the instruction is true, 1 is stored, and if the XIC instruction is false, 0 is stored.